This has been the season of trades, of moves, of signings, of cuts, of all these transactions. Masai Ujiri's been out here in the front office
Someone
playing
cooked here.
NBA 2K mode. He's been cooking up with a bunch of moves, and he made another one today, cutting a former 10-day contract that was starting in the most recent game for the Toronto Raptors for a Raptors 905er. So we're going to break down the Raptors' latest move, how the roster is shaping up, entering this year's sort of off season, and everything that's going on regarding this Raptors team, including some injury updates and just overall vibes around this roster. So lots of stuff to break down in this video. But again, if you're part of the 55% of our viewers that are not subscribed to the channel and you want to stay up to date with everything regarding this team, especially if you've step back from maybe watching a few games because the Raptors have not been that great as of late. No hiding that fact. I mean, make sure to keep it locked to Raptors Digest. But let's dive into the news. Let's dive into what's been going on because we had I think not a Woj bomb, but a Shams bomb come out. Basically, maybe not a bomb, but the Toronto Raptors are signing guard Kobi Simmons to a 10-day contract. The 3-year NBA vet has averaged 15.1 points per game, 5.6 assists, and 4.2 rebounds for the Raptors 905 this season in the G League. So, shout out to Kobi Simmons, been playing for the Raptors 905 this year, and interesting piece. He's an interesting player, and with this sort of happening, the guy that sort of caught a few eyes of Raptors fans, Jahmi'us Ramsey, ended up getting cut. So we'll break that down after, but let's take a look at Kobi Simmons, his game, and whether or not he can actually have an impact on this team, because Kobi Simmons, again, he's 6'5", he's a guard for the Raptors 905 right now, is 26 years old according to the G League website. You know, these ages have been a little bit wonky in terms of how old guys are and stuff, but he's 26. You know, he's been in the league, and for the Raptors 905 this year, has put up some very solid stats. Shams sort of alluded to it, and whenever Shams does these sort of numbers, they kind of differentiate from what's actually in the G League stats. But basically, on the Raptors G League site for the 905, he's averaging 15.9 points per game. Actually, that might be correct. I might, yeah, 15.1 versus 15.9. You know, out here on these stats here, he's shooting, 44% from the field, shooting close to 40% behind the three-point line at 38%, so he can space the floor, he can attack, he's athletic, he's just been a very solid guard. 5 assists for this team, 4 rebounds, turns over the ball a little bit, out there in the wing position, but Kobi Simmons, he's had a solid job, he did a solid job with the Raptors 905 this year, and earned a little 10-day spot, and we've seen him, put up some solid numbers, do some things for this 905 team. Do I think he has a shot at having impact on this roster, at having impact on this team? Well, in the short term, yes, because the Raptors have been depleted. They have no one out there on the court to really suit up and play these games. Whoever's eligible to be played in these games is getting an opportunity. They're getting out there on the court. So we're probably going to see Kobi Simmons actually get some run, actually get some hoop, actually get some burn out there on the court for this Raptors team, and then we'll be able to get a better feel for him at the NBA level, like JFL, Javon Freeman Liberty, right? Leading the G League in scoring, but is struggling at the NBA sort of level, right? With Kobi Simmons, we'll actually get to see him close out this year, probably on the Toronto Raptors sort of roster to see if he's worth, keeping around for the long term. So that's the impact. But will he get a shot at sort of making this team in the future and stuff? And that's going to be up to him. Because the Raptors, they are very much in transition right now. And they are focused, they're locked in at looking at these guys, picking up different prospects. The Raptors have made the most transactions out of any team this entire season. Most 10-day contracts handed out in the NBA. So they're making an effort. They're making, notice to we're going to give all these guys an opportunity at the NBA level, and whoever steps up will probably get that chance. Will probably get that opportunity for this Raptors team in the future. It's almost like tryouts at the NBA level. So maybe that's the route he could potentially go, but interestingly enough, with Kobi Simmons gone, another 10-day guy's out of the lineup in Jahmi'us Ramsey, who was putting up some solid stats for the Toronto Raptors. I mean, 6.7 points per game, 3.1 rebounds, 1.1 assists, 1 steal. Thought he brought a lot of effort on the defensive end, right? 44% from the field, knocking down his threes at a high clip, shooting 27%, in just 7 games. 1 start, as we saw in the last game for him. But basically, Jahmi'us Ramsey, Blake Murphy sort of wrote an article saying Saturday was the final day of Ramsey's 10-day contract, which means the Raptors now had to make a decision on him. They can sign him for the remainder of the season. They can also sign him to a 2-year deal, usually with a small guarantee for the second season, like Javon Freeman Liberty, to make sure he's in the system for the summer. Or they can run him on the G League on to return him to his former G League team and try someone else on a 10-day. In a vacuum, Ramsey has shown enough for an extended look. If there's a factor in his way, it's that the Raptors might want to try a more traditional point guard for 10 days to see how that looks, especially since Freeman Liberty is already signed through next year and is in a similar off-guard tweener spot. However things shake out, Ramsey has made the most of an unexpectedly large window on-court opportunity. So, again, with everything said, Blake Murphy put it well. He earned an opportunity probably for an extended look, but the Raptors have so many guys that play that position when this team is healthy. I mean, RJ Barrett, Bruce Brown, we have Grady Dick, we have Gary Trent Jr., we have JFL now who is signed, to a partially guaranteed deal for next season. I mean, there's a lot of guys sort of on that two-guard wing spot that are going to be in the way for potential run, depending on how this roster ends up shaking out for the rest of the season. So, Jahmi'us Ramsey, even though he brought the hustle, he brought the energy on the defensive end, probably wasn't going to end up working out long-term. Whereas Kobi Simmons can, he's, again, one of those similar spots, but can run more point, can facilitate a little bit better, might actually have a chance at fitting a need for this Toronto Raptors team in the future. And DJ Curtin's also a guy that I think I don't want to say fumbling a bag because there's nothing you can really do about injuries, but it just sucks to see him get hurt, at this time of the year when he had an opportunity to get a bunch of burn out there on the court for this Raptors group, but he has impressed in limited minutes at times during his stint, as he's been added to the two-way spot for this Raptors group. So, again, the deep stuff, some people don't care at all about the deep bench players. They they'll come and go, but you never know who you're going to get with these 10-day contracts. So I'm excited to see Kobi Simmons at the sort of NBA level and see what impact he could potentially have on this main roster group. So we'll see how it all shakes out. Again, Jahmi'us Ramsey, wishing him the best. He had some solid numbers for this Raptors group. Definitely improved from where he was, with the team. With the Sacramento Kings just a couple seasons ago. So he's developing. Hope he finds his footing, and a hustling defender, everything like that in the NBA. So it's interesting stuff. But we also have an injury update for the Toronto Raptors right now here at this point. It's basically Manuel Quickley and Jonte Porter are still out for the Raptors on Monday, and the usuals are also out for the Raptors against the Nets. So basically, we have Jonte, we have Quickley, we have RJ, we have Scotty, we have Jakob Poeltl, we have DJ Carton, all out via, whether it be due to injury or away from the team due to personal stuff, all out of the lineup. So we'll see how that game goes. The Nets, they've been losing a ton of games lately. Again, we just lost the Washington Wizards, so the tank is in full effect here now at this point. We're polished if our tank is polished if we're losing to the Washington Wizards. However, the Nets, they've been losing games in a fury. So, Nick Claxton, future Toronto, I made a video on him earlier. Maybe we want to win to entice him to come to the Toronto Raptors. I don't really know, but we'll see how it all shakes out. Hopefully the Raptors end up keeping their pick and they make some good decisions in this offseason. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about this Toronto Raptors team, about the moves that were made. You guys are the best. I'm signing out. Cheers.